What's going on, everybody? Sean here, and welcome back to the channel. So today we had a halfway decent day, and I thought I'd get out here in the boat and do a little tackle organization and show y'all what I use that maybe save you a little time or a little money for y'all that are thinking about getting into crappie fishing, or just maybe looking for something different. Well, I didn't grow up crappie fishing. I grew up bass fishing, and the way that I kept my soft plastics organized was I organized all of them by profile, and I got the plastic shoe boxes that you could get from Walmart, and I stored all those shoe boxes in this rod locker. Well, when I started crappie fishing, I tried the same thing, and it seemed like I spent a lot of time flipping through packages trying to find a certain color. So, like everybody these days, I went to YouTube and see what other people were doing, and there was one guy on there and he talked about using the CD case. Well, I had an old CD case, and so I tried putting my baits in there, and before long I couldn't even get the CD case closed, so that idea didn't even make it to the water. Well, I kept looking, and another guy was talking about using like a worm binder. Well, I had an old worm binder that I used for my bass fishing jig trailers, and I took all them out and started putting my baits in there, and again, it seemed like I spent a lot of time flipping through the pages looking for certain colors, so I knew I needed to come up with something different. And what I ended up going with is these Plano boxes, and I used the 3770s and the 3771s. Now, these boxes, they have been discontinued, but you can still find them online at a few places. And the reason I like these boxes so well is, let me show you. If you can see all the different options that you have to put your dividers in, which makes those boxes really customizable. And so for most all my soft plastics, that's what I use, is the 3771s. I keep all my jigs. This is the 3770. Now, I do recommend keeping your jig heads in the original packages. What that's going to do for you is that's going to keep those jigs from bouncing around and possibly chipping the paint off the heads of them. Here's another 3770, and it's got all my slip cork stuff in it. Hooks, barber stops, whatever I need for slip corking. Now, all these boxes, if you can see that, they're all labeled what profile is in each box. Now, when I store these boxes in this compartment here, they're all stood up like this. That way I know exactly what bait profile is in each box, and I can look in here and see exactly what colors I have and see if it's time to restock anything. Now, one thing I will say is, if you're going to use these boxes, buy a quality box. I've had the $5 and $6 boxes that you can buy at Walmart, and I'd bust the lids on them or break the hinges off, but they don't last. Now, like I said, this box is full of all my stump bugs. This box here, it's full of all my brush gliders. Most all my baits are made by Bonehead Tackle. Now, I'm not affiliated with Bonehead Tackle, or I'm not sponsored by them in any way, so I don't get anything by mentioning their products. But I will tell you that they do make some of the most durable soft plastics that I've used. Now, like I said, there are a couple other boxes out there that I've thought about trying, and I know that Guggen Squad makes a box and Academy makes a box, and I actually drove to Academy, which is about an hour away, to pick up both of those boxes, but Academy don't sell the Guggen Squad box. But I was able to pick up one of their boxes. And from what I can tell, this looks like a pretty good box. You know, the hinges look like they'll last. There's plenty of dividers in there. So it looks like a really well-made box. I told you I was going to try to save you some time and save you some money. One way these boxes will save you time is, you know, if you can look in that box, you can see exactly what you have. You're not wasting time by digging through packages to find a profile or find a color. And the way they can save you money is that as you're filling these boxes up, take a picture of it with your cell phone. That's what I did, because I can assure you, I didn't buy all these baits at one time. Now, I was really looking forward to using this box, but with me, and when it comes to storing my fishing tackle, I'm not afraid to admit I got a little bit of OCD, because let me show you. See this box? That's all stump bugs. And each one of these boxes, they're all organized in alphabetical order by the color. So what I'm going to do is, it's about time for me to go back to work again. So it's going to be 3 to 4 weeks before my next video comes out. And that video is going to be on the rod and reel setups that I use and the technique that I use them for. And what I'm going to do in that video is, all you got to do is click subscribe, leave me a comment that says subscribed, and I'm going to give this box to somebody. That way I'm not back at Academy buying all new boxes. So until next time, we'll see y'all on the water.